but you've got to get the head coach right. Okay, so let me explain. You go Ben McAdoo, you go Pat Shurmur, you go Joe Judge. Joe Judge gives a weird press conference to end the year last year, and I think it forced the Maras' hands. They fire him, they bring in Daboll, and the whole entire fortunes of the franchise flips. What is it about Daboll? First playoff appearance since 16. The team is under-talented and undermanned, yet here they go to the postseason. What is it about a guy that you know well in Daboll?
Well, I think he did some really good things. First of all, he put together a good staff, right? So he gets Martindale to come in. He doesn't know Martindale, but he hires him to be defensive coordinator. And he gets Mike Kafka, who everybody thought was going to eventually become the offensive coordinator in Kansas City, but then Bieniemy never got a head coaching job. So he wasn't going to wait much longer. So he became a coordinator. And then I think what you have to give him a lot of credit for is they were willing to accept what Daniel Jones could and couldn't do. It's like what I said when welcome to come in my office about Matt LaFleur. They basically said, we know what Daniel Jones is. We know what he can do. We know what he can't do. So we're going to limit with that. And they've cut down his turnovers. They've cut down his mistakes. They don't ask him to do a lot. He complete passes. Yesterday, I think he had 4 incomplete passes the entire day. You know, he still has 6 fumbles on the season. But the reality of it is they built the scheme around his. They didn't come in and say, you have to be Josh Allen. They built the scheme around him, and they built it around Saquon Barkley, and they helped their offensive line. And they hit with their 2 first-round picks. You know, they get Thibodeau coming off the edge that helps their pass rush. They get Neal to help their offensive line. And they've coached the offensive line a hell of a lot better. See, that was the one area they couldn't get right. They never got the offense right with Garrett. He didn't really know what the offense was. And then their offensive line coach, they were going through line coaches left and right with Judge. And they never got that right. And those 2 areas are. See, I think people don't understand one of the most valuable commodities within an organization. It's one of the reasons the Eagles are so successful. Everybody wants to say Sirianni. No, it's Southland, the offensive line coach. That guy makes it so successful. And like Skarnecki in New England, he was responsible for a lot of the success. Bob McKittrick in San Francisco with Bill Walsh. The line coach, he doesn't. If you pay the line coach $4 million a year, it's probably not enough. If he's a great one, if he's a really good one, he's coaching 5 guys, and he's got to get them to play really well. So to me, those moves made the difference for the Giants.
And fortuitous, how about having a guy I know you hold in high regard, just having Martindale falling in your lap with the Ravens weirdly making a change at DC. Now Daboll can say, Wink, you take care of this. I've got to focus on how to become a head coach, and that's just a perfect spot for him.
Right, and even though they've never worked together, Martindale's obsessed with game strategy and management. And so that played into what Daboll wants. So, you know, even though the Giants are not very good, they're good on third down. They're good in the red zone. They're good in the areas that matter towards winning. They may give up a lot of yards, but it's hard to score points on them. You know, and it's hard. Now, they're not talented. We know this. But they play hard. They attack the protections within the offensive scheme. They just don't run blitzes to run blitzes. So they're well coordinated defensively. Then offensively, no matter what the score, they don't change who they are. They stay true to who they are because they have to. They can't change.
The reason I bring up Daboll is because Stefanski has a more talented roster. Hackett had a more talented roster. Coaching matters. I mean, it's something that's what you write about, daily coach.
There's no doubt. And that's why they should get paid a lot of money because they're running. Think about it. If the Washington Commanders sell for $7 billion and you're running the team, if you're making $4 million on a $7 billion investment, that you're underpaid. Like if you're in complete control. Now the reason is most people sublet it. They say, well, you're the head coach, but we're going to pay a coordinator. You know, so the combination of the 4 coaches, special teams, offense, defense, you know, that comes up to what it really would be a CEO. But what I think Penner's saying, look, I want somebody who can train the coaches. I want somebody who's going to lead the coaches. I want somebody who's going to lead the organization. I want a complete guy. I'll pay him whatever it takes. And he's right. Pay him $20 million a year on a $5 billion investment. Paying a guy who's running your whole company $5 million a year, $10 million a year, $20 million. It's not as much as you think it is.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.